Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to working on, in this video, the painting of the HG Solari Zaku here. If you'd missed out on the review video, check that out, where we did a little bit of modification to the kit, basically a couple of fixes, and we added some Zimmerit on the feet. Let me show you how that looks now that we have some surfacer or primer sprayed over all of the parts. And so right now, everything is all primed here in gray, and I've got separated out. This is all like the frame parts, which are going to be in one color, and over here on this side I'm gonna have them sort of separated out by color, all of the armor parts and everything. And so I'm gonna change up the color scheme for this one. I did make a mock-up of what the color scheme is gonna look like. Here you can see what I'm going for this. I wanted it to have some familiar Zaku colors there, like with the green, but I wanted to change up the color scheme, make it a little bit different. So therefore, the lower legs, those are gonna be painted in German gray, which will be a very dark gray. It's not quite black, but it's often used basically as black. The only worry that I have with using this is that obviously with a kit like this that has a lot of detail on it, I wanna really show off the details, so I don't want to use a color that's going to be too dark. That's going to make it hard to see the details. But I think once we have our weathering and everything else on there, that should help to make sure that some of those details are going to be well visible, even though we're going to have like a darker color there for the lower half of the legs. For most of the green armor, then I'm going to be using this Mr. Color number 56 is IJN Gray Green. This we've got here, and then I do want to have a little bit of two-tone green, so I'm not going to have this other green color here, which is a Field Green FS34097 here, number 340. It's not going to be this, but what I'm going to do is add a couple of drops to this to make a subtle variation of our number 56 green for some two-tone on the green armor. The frame is going to be mostly here, this Mr. Gundam color. This is the Xeon's MS Gray, and I'm going to tint this a little bit with a little bit of mahogany there to make it a slightly brownish gray color. And then for the orange shoulder, I've got a little bit left here of just this like randomly mixed up orange color. It's just like leftovers from other different custom mixed colors that I've thrown in here, and so it's a kind of slightly pale pink, peachish sort of orange color, I feel like. Anyway, it'll be a nice accent there for just something to make it kind of unique.
5 minutes later.
But all right, guys, so I got the painting all done and went ahead and did some water slide decals on here as well, and then threw some clear coat on there just to protect the decals, because you know that this is really going to need some weathering on here. So just to give you a look kind of how some of these sections are looking, keep in mind that it's not ultimately going to be that glossy finish, and also the colors are not going to look exactly the same. That glossy finish kind of ups the brightness of the colors a bit. Once you get that matte finish on there, that is going to dull the color slightly, and obviously it's going to look a lot different later on, at least with some panel lining, but really needs some good weathering on here, and that's what I want to do with this and up next. And so as I'm just kind of getting close to the end of the build, I was thinking about what I want to do for the base, and I realized that I had this. This is a destroyed building here from Tomitech. This is a part of their Diakole combat, I think it's short for Diorama collection, combat buildings. And notice this is in 1/44 scale, so it's perfect for this. I actually got this in order to use for a different project, but I thought, well, it will actually work really well as a base for this kit. If I want to get another one later for that other project, I can, or I can get something else for that. I'll figure that out later. But so just basically a destroyed building. It actually comes all pre-painted, like you can see here in the images on the box, but we are going to be painting it up and adding some more stuff to it, because the thing that any good diorama needs is just a lot more stuff. The more stuff you add in, the more realistic it is going to be. And so we're going to add like mostly just a lot more rubble and stuff kind of amongst the bottom of the scene there. But just to give you guys a peek inside, like what the contents of a set like this is, because they have a bunch of different ones like this. We've got all of our parts here, and like I said, it is pre-painted. I'll put this together just a second and show you what it's going to look like if you don't want to do anything at all to it, just basically put it together and stand it up there. We do have some included rubble, which is basically just some kind of tiny gravel kind of there that you can use, so that's kind of nice. We have that included. Other than that, just the instructions. Looks like we do have some stickers as well, which I don't know if those are going to be necessarily very useful. This is certainly interesting though, as this sticker sheet here, nothing's pre-cut on this, so if you want to use any of these for like signs or something around on your diorama, you have to actually cut these out of the sticker sheet. It's all just one big sticker here, essentially. You can see there like that. So I don't know if I'm gonna use any of these or not. I don't know, some of like these signs maybe could be useful. I suppose another thing that you could do is just actually not peel it off the adhesive, just leave it on here, leave it on the sticker, and then just basically with this paper backing and just kind of like glue it in place. Something sort of like that. So I don't know, may use a couple of these, we'll see. Oh, the other cool thing here on the paper is that it does give you the like finished dimensions for everything and kind of in scale, I guess, what a human and car, what size they would be in scale. That's pretty cool. So for a human would be like 12 millimeters and a car would be 30 millimeters in length, something like that. So anyway, kind of cool to see that. And then here at the bottom also there's a little advertisement for some of the other sets that are available. So some other really cool ones there that you can pick up. But yeah, here's what it's going to look like when you have it all put together. And now there's definitely going to be some glue required. Well, not necessarily required. I mean, you could just have it just set there like that. I would recommend gluing some stuff because it's not even really like affixed to the base at all. And I'm also probably going to have to do a little bit of cleanup just to get the fit like a little bit better too, because it's not like a perfect fit at the moment. So I want to work on this a little bit. And you also have this runner of other rubble pieces. Basically, you can just cut out these pieces and just kind of place them around for some large chunks of rubble. So that's pretty cool. And so this, my plan is to have this here on this wood block. And I'm realizing that it's going to be kind of a tight fit on here. I might have to get a larger block. But I brought in my robot Damashi Zaku II F2 just to kind of stand in, just to kind of see how this scene is maybe going to look. But the problem is, I mean, like it fits onto the base. It's going to be kind of a tight fit though. I'm not too against that because I don't necessarily want to make a scene that has like a very large base. I don't want that. I want it to still be pretty tight. So I think I might just work with this like that. And just, I'm kind of okay with the building kind of coming off the edge of the diorama. Something like that. I'll just have to try to kind of sort this out a bit more. One thing that I might do is just kind of mark out where this is gonna be on here, and because there's actually like a little bit of a lip on the edge, so I can cut up into that lip a little bit and make it so that it will like fit onto here directly. I think could be kind of cool. And then I'm basically gonna build out the rest of the scene a little bit here on the top of the wood block base. I think is going to be the gist of that. So, all right, let's get to work on this, get to work on weathering the Zaku and continue on.